Thank you for the opportunity to allow me to speak to you today. My name is Joanne Irvin, and I'm a retired family nurse practitioner and a member of CareNet, a regional conservation committee of the Sierra Club. Last December, I asked the county commissioners to hear my concerns about the possibility of more toxic chemicals and explosive products stored at Pressmen's home and the dangers it would pose to the community and our volunteer firemen. We know from Chief John Mallory's report that there are a collection of lithium batteries still stored there. We also know that the buildings are vacant, unsecured, and have been the scene of numerous fires. I have searched for a regulation that would allow an official to go to the unsecured property legally to do an inventory, and as I'm sure you're already aware, the search has proved fruitless. The Division of Remediation in TDEC had an open investigation of concern, but they delisted the property at the end of December. The Division of Solid Waste has no authority there because Pressmen's home never requested a permit for storage. And the Emergency Management Right to Know Act did not apply to previous business owners because they did not meet the definition of businesses that had to comply since they employed less than 10 employees. However, TDEC's Division of Water Quality has sent a letter to John Marotta, agent, at 926 Ray Brown Road, Boone, North Carolina, on January 8th of this year, describing conditions concerning the dam at Pressman's home, which must be complied with by March 15th of this year. So I'm hopeful that the new owners will be cooperative and responsible corporate citizens and comply with an inventory as asked to by our county administration. I'm asking the committee to agree to write a letter to John Marotta, agent for Omega Nugai, and ask for an inventory to be done. It's reasonable to accompany the request with a deadline for compliance. Thank you. And I listed the address again below and a fun trivia fact. So there you go. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. So I spoke with Ms. Irving briefly about this. Being private property, I don't believe the county has any jurisdiction on what we can and cannot say they have over there. However, I do believe that it would be wise if we ask for a list of any hazardous materials to protect our firefighters. If there's anything there, I don't know. I mean, there will be no teeth to that, but I don't know if Jamie, if that can be something we could send a letter to the owners to just say, just for firefighter purposes.
I've reached out to TDEC on the scenario out there, and it's part of an active and ongoing investigation with TBI, and they said at the point that they get done would be the first point that TDEC could step in.
So really we're just waiting on TBI to be.
If I understand, it's still active and ongoing as far as the initial investigation. So TDEC told me it's very limited on what they would be allowed to do as long as that's active.
All right, thank you. Ms. Irving, I guess we'll have to wait till TBI finishes their investigation.
I definitely would want to refer to our legal to see what their recommendation would be on that, but that's what TDEC told us to this point.
Oh.
I didn't know that either, so. All right.
Well, that's disappointing. Do you really think that just a letter asking for an inventory is intervening somehow with TBI?
That'd be left up to TBI and our legal.
Will I ask that question of you, or you?
Well, when it comes to TBI doing an investigation, nobody is going to be willing to like overstep until they're complete.
Okay. And so how do we know when they're complete?
There should be they should end up filing a final report on it.
To who?
It'll be to TBI. I don't, is it?
You all have a detective assigned to it as well?
Yeah.
That I assume will get your report.
I'm guessing it's gonna be the bomb and arson division.
Yes.
Ms. Irving, I would suggest too, if law enforcement's already involved, the wheels of justice sometimes turn slow. But as a county legislative body, I don't feel like we have the authority to issue a letter that, as you said, has no teeth. I don't, I always try to be hesitant when you're taking a government entity and asking folks to provide anything that's privately kept on private property. We don't have the authority according to your letter, and we don't. And there's nothing that we could do, even if it was a letter of suggestion. They could throw it in the trash and ignore it.
That's true.
So I don't, and as it stands, I wouldn't support the county having that authority to start with. Private property, in my opinion, is private property, even though sometimes they manage it in ways that get them in trouble with law enforcement. But I think that's where you have to leverage that, is through law enforcement. I don't believe the county has any business writing a letter and asking for inventory on private property.
Thank you, Ms. Irving.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.